final video today, we are going to focus on division. Now, sometimes division really gets students all worked up because the last time we did division in our polynomials unit, we had to do long division. And I want to promise you that division in this unit is actually so simple, right? When we think of our past algebra classes, whenever we think of this idea of some sort of slope or some sort of fraction that's being multiplied, our goal of undoing some sort of solving is to never subtract or divide by another fraction, right? So for example, if we were solving for x and we had 2/3 times x plus 6 is equal to 0, well, we would never go ahead and divide the fraction by 2/3 because then it would create some sort of complex fraction, and we don't want that, right? Instead, what we would do, and let's see if I can go back. Yeah, here's our arrow. I'm not the best with Cami. Instead, what we can do, and that did not work at all, so I apologize, is we can then take this idea of a fraction and we can multiply by the reciprocal, so that way we can cancel out the fraction, right? So when we talk about division of rational expressions, I want to encourage us that this actually is so great because all we're doing is multiplying by the reciprocal. So really, division is the same as the video we just watched on multiplication. Once you have the multiplication by the reciprocal, all you are going to do is factor and simplify. So we are going to keep the first rational expression the same, and we are going to flip the second one. So what that looks like is we're going to have x squared minus 25 all over 12x squared. And we are going to multiply that by 4x to the 5th all over x plus 5. And so now our goal stays the same. What we're going to do is we are going to factor x squared minus 25. And we are going, because it's the difference of two perfect squares, we are going to say that would be x plus 5, x minus 5, right? We know that would be the difference of two perfect squares. So this looks like x plus 5 times the quantity x minus 5. 12x squared can be broken up into 12 times x times x. 4x to the 5th can be broken up into 4 times x times x times x times x times x. And then x plus 5 really just truly does stay the same, right? So what we notice right away, no different than the multiplication video we just watched, x plus 5 is in our numerator and in our denominator. We have 2 x's in the denominator and 2 x's in the numerator. And now what I'm going to highlight is that we have 12 in our denominator and 4 in our numerator. And while those don't cancel out completely, 4 goes into 12 3 times. So the 12 now becomes a 3 in our denominator, and the 4 now becomes a 1 in our numerator, right? 4 divided by 12 is 1/3. So what we have left over in our numerator is x minus 5 times 1 times x times x times x all over 3. And actually just all over 3, right? Because these two x's canceled out and x plus 5 canceled out. So now really all we have to do is combine like terms. X minus 5 times x cubed all over 3. And remember, we always want to write our final simplified answer in standard form. So x cubed times x is x to the 4th minus 5x cubed. And that would be all over 3, right? So there you have it. In rational expressions, when you are doing operations, multiplying, dividing, simplifying, our goal is to always factor and simplify. And we make it a little bit easier on ourselves if we factor right away rather than multiplying and FOILing and then trying to find like terms from there. And remember, multiplication and division are really one and the same. All division is just multiplying by the reciprocal. Now, when we take a look at this next example, we'll notice that this is a complex fraction, right? And hopefully in Algebra 1, your teacher kind of always steered you clear of complex fractions. So I would recommend that we go ahead and write this out as division from left to right, right? So 3x cubed over 14x divided by negative 6 over 5x cubed, right? Negative 6 is still our numerator, 5x cubed is still our denominator. And then now you have the ability to keep the first rational function the same, 3x cubed over 14x. And then you now have the ability to multiply it by its reciprocal, 5x cubed over negative 6. So let's take a look at what we can split up. You totally still have the ability to write out x cubed 3 times, but I think we're kind of past that point. We know 3 and negative 6 reduces down to 1 x cubed over 14x times 5x cubed over negative 2, right? So hopefully we see that. And then we also know that x cubed in the numerator, right? 1 goes away and this becomes a square, and then 1 entire x goes away in the denominator. So this becomes x squared times 5x cubed all over 14 times negative 2. And then once we combine like terms, this becomes 5x to the 5th all over negative 28. And that really is all that we can do. So once again, division is really just multiplying by the reciprocal. So now that you're done watching this video, or all 3 of the videos, double check that your notes match the key in the unit calendar for today. And then also grab the homework from the sub tonight. The homework for tonight looks like this. Okay, the sub will have a hard copy of it for you. Please go ahead and try your best, and tomorrow we'll take questions on it, and we'll go from there. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.